Meanwhile, we're watching what's happening over at Infosys. The management shift over there. The CFO of the company, Nilanjan Roy, has resigned from his post, and now we're seeing the appointment of Jayesh Sanghrajka. He's going to take over as the CFO of the company, and that is going to be effective from the 31st of March. Let's find out more about this big shift that has taken place. Already, we are seeing the impact on the Infosys ADR, and that is seeing a cut of 3% on the back of this news. Let's find out about this management shift from my colleague Anisha Jain. She tracks the IT sector closely, and she's here on the phone line. Anisha, tell us about this shift, because we've seen a slew of management shifts, especially at Infosys. It's not coming at a very opportune time within the IT sector in India and where it finds itself at. Tell us about this one.
Well, yes, let me break it down in two parts. One is the appointment of Jayesh Sanghrajka, and the second is, of course, the exit coming in of Nilanjan Roy. Let me talk about the first part. As far as Jayesh's appointment is concerned, he's been part of Infosys for almost 18 years now. He, of course, has total experience of 25 years. He already was the deputy CFO of the company. So in that sense, the leadership continues and there won't be a big flux at the top end of the leadership. So that's, one silver lining perhaps. But the reason why the ADR, which is being traded in the, global exchanges right now, is coming under pressure is the fact that we have seen a slew of exits, especially at Infosys over the last 12 months. There have been big exits that have happened at high levels, right from Ravi Kumar, whom we know has now joined as Cognizant, to, of course, Mohit Joshi, who's now joined as Tech Mahindra's CEO. There have been a slew of high-level exits at Infosys over the last 12 to 18 months. This coming at a time when growth prospects do not look that good. In fact, the company has been slashing its guidance for 2 consecutive quarters, and it's pretty much, very much flat for the year FY24. So all of this raises a bit of a question right now. Having said that, yes, as I pointed out, the silver lining is that there's a continuity of sorts because the deputy CFO gets promoted to CFO, and the stock impact right now is limited to 2 to 3%, but we'll see how it plays out. To be honest, the impact of a CFO on an IT company's business is fairly limited. So we'll see that cushion coming in tomorrow. But nonetheless, the fact that there's a lot of leadership change is something which is a bit worrisome. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Anisha. Indeed, let's see if our guest agrees with you from Sowilo Investment Managers. Fund manager Sandip Agarwal is joining us on this. It's an interesting development. Sandip Agarwal, how is the market likely to read into this resignation of the Infosys CFO? And do you expect that hit on the stock to be heavy? Do you think it's going to be mild?
Thanks, Vikram, for having me on the show, and good evening. So, see, there are two ways to look at this exit. One way is that, from the perspective of the company, there is a continuity deputy CFO who has been for a long time, Jayesh Sanghrajka. He knows everyone in the investor community. They have been in the position of deputy CFO for now 7-8 years. So I think from that perspective, elevating him is a natural choice and good. Also, Nilanjan going, if you see it on a standalone basis, as mentioned by Anisha, we don't, there are not too many points to take along with that. But if you see these exits along with the other exits which has happened in last 12 months, generally, investors will be a little worried that, all the top people are leaving, even if the role does not directly involve business, but definitely, CFO also is involved in client meetings, is involved in pricing and all those things. So if it is taken in a total way, I think there'll be some concerns, but otherwise, Jayesh is a very strong candidate and he has been with the company for a long time. And so there will be a continuity aspect to that. So as a standalone CFO thing, I would not be bothered, but if this is seen in total with...
What is this resignation say about the health of the Indian IT sector right now, particularly about Infosys as a company, where, like Anisha mentioned, and you agree, that we've seen a lot of management exits?
So, yeah, absolutely. So when industry is not doing well, then every news becomes very important and people try to infer from that. I hope that, this news is not related to some issue in the company from that perspective. But yeah, I think right now people will find out negative readings out of this news. In my view, it is an individual who has resigned for better prospects, and an old hand is taking the charge. So I will not read much at this juncture.
Read much into this at this juncture. We'll see the impact as it plays out on the stock. Great to have you with us, Sandip Agarwal, with your perspective on this edition of Business at 9.